Greetings! Welcome back to Pink Oddbird. As you can see, we have a lot to go over here today, so I'm going to try and be as fast as I possibly can. All of these books are inspired by the Scrappy journal that I made when I was out in Florida with Dolly. I came home and I busted out all of my scraps and I started to make all of these different little books based on whatever scraps I had, calling this my Spring Stash Dash. So let's go ahead and get to what we're going to talk about with these books. Okay, we're going to start with this little one here. I'm going to put time prompts in the description box below, so if you care about seeing one of these books more than the other, you can just fast forward to that particular book. So this one was made with some travel scraps that I had. A lot of these scraps I've been holding on to for a very long time, much longer than needed. The closure is some silk from Nicola that I got. There's a little tag here, and this little tag does come out, and in the tag there's this little around the world little tag, and so this is what it looks like without the tag in there. And then there's just some twine. So I'm just going to flip through quickly. If you have any questions about any of these, just leave a comment below and I will respond. But yeah, all of these are scraps. This was scraps from a patriotic album that I did a while back. So I thought that this would be neat for kind of like a 4th of July kind of thing, or maybe like if you're traveling. There's lots of USA images and stuff in here. I thought that these kind of little books would be neat. Like if you're having a little family event, you could set the book out, and even on pages like this, you could paint white over these pages so that they're writable, or you could leave them like how they are and put pictures over them, or ticket memorabilia, things like that. But it would be fun to set a book like this out and just let your family members sign it, throughout the day, or if you're camping for 4th of July or something like that. Just some ideas on how you could use these. Just did some border punches. I did do minimal detail in some of these books because the objective is also to have different price points available for this range of books that I have here. And so, there's no stamping in this book, for example. Just different little ways to try and make it a little bit more minimalistic so that we can keep the price variances available there. That's the back. There's my stamp. So that's this one, Traveled. Travel is music to my soul. The next one that I have here, it's also kind of travel themed. I just have this little string holding it closed. It's a manila folder. That's what the base of the cover is made out of. And then I just have covered it in blue velvet. And then I just stitched around the border. Nothing too fancy, just some really rustic sewing. So there's a pocket here, and then inside there is some little graphic 45 ephemera in that little outside pocket. And then when you open it here on the front, well, there's some graphic 45 ephemera on the front as well, and some more little ephemera in here. The little coat check is so cute. So a little tag here, some ephemera there. There's some not coffee stained paper and some coffee stained paper in here as well from Ream. I did use a lot of these little sentiments that I had. I just stuck them in random places. That one says sightseeing. Ream, I'm almost done with all the paper that you gave me. It's been so fun using it. Thank you so much for that. Check her out. She's Paper Pixie here on YouTube. So I have a little Hermelinda tag here. There's the center. I love this little piece of ephemera here. So as you can see, even though they're small, there's lots of like pages in here, fun little interest bits, and there's my stamp. That's the Blue Velvet travel book. So this one here is a little pink lace Hawaiian / spring themed book. I do want to thank Dolly for her help on this cover. I was struggling with it a bit, but it's got some lace here. There's some like velvet seam binding here on the spine. It's this quilt fabric that Dolly gave me, and then this was also from something that Dolly gave me, and I just cut the flower out, and what I did is I attached it to a string to make it the closure. So it's a nice pretty little closure. Another fold around, it's got the big flower here at the bottom. It's really rustic on the inside. Again, I'm using up scraps, so I just sewed pieces together. I have some little Planner Society bits in here that I got from Dolly. They're super cute. This is definitely one of my favorite ones. I love it so much. Little Hawaiian paper. And then there's little ticket ephemera there. I made all of these last weekend before I had gotten sick. Some more Hawaii paper there. Coffee paper by Ream. Some more Planner Society, that's a little horse there. And then there's this little ephemera behind it. Little tag that I stitched some crazy stitch on. More writing space. I even use these little weird cutoffs that you get sometimes when you're making things. So I use those in here as well. Some little tags in there. There's the center of the signature. It's pretty. It looks like a towel. Little acetate pocket here. Little piece of ephemera in there, held on with a paper clip. Just relax. A little belly band here with some scraps. A lot of these papers are left over from when I did the Hawaii mini album for my sister. So that's why. Some of them are from that retro book that I did a long time ago also. It's a little piece of ephemera here. This is just wrapped around. And there's my stamp. Alright, next we have the Memories Traveler's Notebook. I wanted to get my my notebook, but it's upstairs. I do think it's 4.5 by 8.25, but it might still fit in your traveler's notebook. But I did make the cover extra durable on this one, just in case you want to use it as a standalone. So it just has a little memories on the cover here, and thank you, Priscilla, for your help on this cover. And then I just have some pink flower trim from Nicola there on the spine. And then I just did a little button cluster down here at the bottom. There are 2 charms that are paperclip charms on this book. So here's one, and here's the other. So, as you can see, I backed it with craft cardstock, and it's just stitched around the perimeter. So again, same idea. It's all, the scraps that I had for this book were actually a lot larger, so that's why I was like, oh, I can actually make a TN with these, because the way the shape of the scraps were. Some of that pink velvety seam binding stuff. Pretty palm trees, some more Weems paper. Scrappy Dappy. Some more of that retro paper I had left over. Some travel-y kind of paper. Did a little bit of lace, lace stitched onto there as a tab. Some ephemera bits here. This is I made this little shaker out of some sequins and stuff that I got from Gracie. I'm not going to take it off. It's pretty colorful, and I thought that the colors kind of really went with this book. Pineapples. Some old music paper. It has some writing on it. Some paper here that I got from Dolly. It's some nice little stationery that she found. Did a little tag here. Some more ephemera. This one has a little cork sticker. It's like an old-fashioned camera. Put a photo on the back of there or something. That would be nice, I think. A couple pieces of ephemera here. And there's my stamp. Alright, next, I don't know if you guys have ever seen my Happy Place series, but this book was made kind of like along the lines of those books where they're just made for journaling. They're pretty basic and plain on the inside, but I did include some real vintage ephemera in here. And a difference is I did upcycle a book cover for this one, where on the others I usually build the book cover. So originally I was going to leave the cover on this one plain, but I was chit-chatting with Dolly for a bit, so thank you for your help on the cover with this one, Dolly. It's an upcycled book cover. There are 3 signatures. There's 8 pages in each signature, so there's almost about 100 pages in this book, I guess. So on the cover I just have a little collage here, And then there's some ruffled muslin, and then there's a little key here and a little clock charm on one of these little garment pins. There's some buttons here that I just lined up, and then this is just some Tsunami Rose ephemera. And then I just made this little journaling card to tuck in behind it there, so you can tuck that in there and whatever else you want. And the closure is Sari Silk, and this Sari Silk is from Nicola. So on the inside, I used a lot of Tim Holtz paper from the Miranda. I did some tags that I distressed, and then I stitched on those tags like with different stitches on my machine. This is vintage ledger paper here. Coffee paper is from Ream. Vintage Sunset Garden page. This paper here is beautiful. It's from Shayna. And I have a little bit of crochet trim here. This was a scrap also. Book page. This is a vintage book page. This is a Rose Bowl magazine page. Music paper with lots of writing on there. Little Tim Holtz. The little bird die from Tim Holtz. This ledger paper came from Little Rhonda Lee, and it does have writing on it, so that's the center of the first signature. So this book is perfect for someone who really does just like to journal, or maybe you just want to add your own stuff to it. I added in one of my vintage paper clips into this one as well. And this flips open. You have double pockets there. This one has little hearts. I don't know if you can see that. Little sewing pattern paper there. That's the first signature. Here I have some graphic 45 paper. Some more sewing pattern paper there. That's a Tim Holtz little playing card. So it's a tuck spot. Ledger paper. Little manila envelope. This is a vintage book page, and then behind it I have that Seven Gypsies paper, and it's being held with one of these little Tim Holtz little clippy doodads. Poetry. Another stitched tag. This is a vintage bird book page. Pretty. Some more crochet trim, and that flips open there. Another little book page here. Center of the signature. So pretty. And I just stitched these pages in just to make them so that they're upright. That's a tuck spot. Those are from Kim. Thank you, Kim. This is a vintage Finch playing card that I got in Florida when I was with Dolly. It's a pocket. It's a little peacock feather that I have. I just tucked that in here. No, is it bright enough in here? Okay. Just another vintage gardening page here. That's the second signature. And the last signature. Another little crazy tag here. Sunset Garden page. Those are so delicate. There's a little tuck spot here. This is a real vintage canceled bank check. You can see that. Another little vintage book page tucked in one of those Kim butterflies. Some more crochet trim. Flips out. Another book page there. There's another Tim Holtz tuck spot right here. Blessing bag. Center of the signature. It's the large potato pancake with orange applesauce recipe. That's what that is. How's that sound for you? I'm gonna have to layer this in with some masking tape because it's so delicate. And there's my stamp. Next we have the pink velvet. It's like a spring inspired, but there's also a little bit more of the doll stuff in here that I had left over. So here we go. Let's look into this one. It's 9x6. It's got rosette trim on the spine. That's the back, stitched around the perimeter. Different stitches, and then this is little scrap something that I have as the closure. Oh, and this one also has the large flower at the bottom as well. Okay, so inside we have a card here, and I just left it plain on the back. And then on the inside there is some of this. I used some beautiful Prima paper in this book, so I just made a little Hermelinda tag out of this. Little crochet trim here at the top. And the inside cover here, it kind of matched with the theme. And then this is some wallpaper that I lined on the inside, and it's got a sheen to it. I don't know if you can see that. And then I have some Cosmo seeds in here. So here I have a little piece of ephemera that says spring on it. There's some pearl trim here, and this is a little purple lace pocket. And then I have a little coffee stained glassine bag from Junk That Treasures, and inside it there are some butterfly punches from this leftover Prima paper that I have. Look at this gorgeousness, this Prima paper. So I have some lace there. Doily from Junk That Treasures. Just a little tag here with some scrap velvet at the top. And there are 5 paperclip charms on this book. As you can see, there's 1, 2. Well, this one's not a paperclip, it's a clip. 3, 4, and 5. So that's that one. Got these stickers here from Shayna. They're kind of like 3D stickers. They're really pretty. Just some fabric collage. This was a scrap paper from the doll stuff that I had gotten. Some more Prima paper and some scraps from Gracie. A little tag here. This is that dress tag that you guys saw me make a few videos back. Little walrus from Shayna crochet trim tab. This little magnetic, it's like a double-sided magnet thingy I got from Gracie, and I just stuck a little writing paper under there. The sari silk here is from Shayna. This is some of that trim from the doll lady when I bought all that stuff. Some washi. Some old ephemera in there. I forgot what that even was. Tsunami Rose. And Tsunami Rose here with a little crochet pocket. So here I made this little, it's a little booklet tuck spot. So when you open it, it has some pages that you can journal on. And then the last page, and then there's a tuck spot behind there. Some more sari from Shayna. It's pretty because it goes from pink to like green. Super pretty. Cindy birds that she sent me. It's a little tag. Look at this paper, you guys. It's insane. Some trim from my stash. Another doll book page. There's an acetate pocket here. And I have a little Tsunami Rose postcard in there. Little stickers. Little coffee dyed Rolodex card, and something is in here. Oh, it's a little tiny tag. And Tsunami Rose pocket with some ephemera and a little tag here. Scrap tag. Look at this. This is from Rita, stamp doll that she gave me, and a little tag there. little butterfly tag. I just took some sewing pattern paper and I turned it into just like a page of its own. And then I stitched on an old vintage book page here. And then I just have crochet trim stickers from Shayna, some washi, more stickers, time card from Junk That Treasures, tracing paper pocket with some tulle, a little postcard in here that you can use, and some ephemera here. Oh, is it stuck? Oh, I should put this in front of it. It's because this has like, yeah, this has like a little textured lace sticker on it. So it was sticking to the tracing paper. So I'm going to keep that behind. These are just, this here are some banners that I've had forever. And I just tucked them on here so you can stick them in the book wherever you want to. So this kind of pops out a little. There's a pocket here with this tag. Big piece of crochet pocket here, and you can see there's like a design of some trees and maybe like a little schoolhouse or something. Some more of that beautiful stationery that I got from Dolly. Look at this paper. Can you dig it? We can dig it. It's beautiful. So that's the center of the second signature. I'm sorry. There's only one signature. That's the center of the signature. Another side of that pocket, you can see there's two like little ladies here. Some flowers and birds. There's the clip charm here. And that clip is holding on this vintage dolly. And she's super thick, as you can see. I can't remember what year it's from, but it's definitely vintage. She's called Flower Girl. And then in this doily, there's a doily here. I just put a little, and in this glassine bag are all of the clothes that go to her. She is clipped on here. Just another postcard there. Tracing paper. The other side of that, another butterfly tag. It's from Cindy. Planner Society from Dolly. I made one of these little wallpaper envelopes. I saw Cara Brandon make. She's here on YouTube. I will link to her channel in the description box below. Inside, I just put a little vintage book page in there. Little tag here. It's another doll from Rita. So I thought maybe I would leave it free. You can stick it down wherever you want. And that's just behind this little trim that I got from Shayna. So again, I really tried to do, my best to do a good variety of something for everyone. With some old poo paper. I think I got that from Shayna. It's another one of those double magnets. Some Monopoly from Dolly. Oops. There's the back. There's another game piece. It's a little tag that goes in here. Doily. Here I just had these scraps of the Prima paper and made a little fabric and lace collage here. It's velvet and some trim. I didn't want to throw these little bits of the Prima paper away, so I just did them like this and put them on a little garment pin with a button. It's from Dolly. And I left this little envelope open so you can use it as a template if you want, or you can just write in it. This little doodaddy, I got it from Dolly, and I wanted to originally put this on the cover, but I was kind of torn, so I just thought that I would put it in the back of the book here. So that's what I did, but it's so pretty. Like you can see all the details on this little piece. And then in the back pocket here, I have another one of those playing cards, or not playing cards, a greeting card. And then I just left it plain on the back again. And some more of that Prima paper I turned into a Hermelinda tag. And there's my stamp. Last but not least, this one is already sold, but if anybody was with me on the Fly the Coop Friday the 13th last night live stream, this is what we were making, and I went ahead and I finished it up this morning. It's another one of those pocketbooks like I have done in the past. So I will just show it to you briefly. There's 2 little signatures in here. It's going to hold 50 little writing cards on it. I just used memories on the cover with some muslin here, and I just have some music notes here because it's supposed to be music themed. A little garment pin with a little violin, and then I just used some black ribbon for the closure. I went ahead and I filled it in with the cards. So basically what's going to happen with this is the cards are going to be given to the guests to write their sentiments on, and then they can just tuck their little cards here back in the book. So this is what it looks like. And if you missed that live stream, you can see me basically make this from start to finish, minus the sewing in the signatures and decorating the cover. I did do Fly the Coop Friday recently with, there's my stamp. There's my stamp on some music paper with showing how to do the 5-hole pamphlet stitch. So you can always go back and watch that as well. And that is going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys for your patience as we went through all of this. I know it was a lot. All of these are going to be listed in my Etsy shop. So if you have an interest in any of them, you can check the description box below for the link to my shop. And you can pop over there and take a little look-see. They're really fun to make. And yeah, so thank you. I'm going to go ahead and go because this video is probably getting really long already. So until next time, toodaloo.